So like we've said before, with great opportunity comes great responsibility, and today is no exception. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tactical Solutions here with another video. And this is definitely long overdue. We've been performing exceptionally well. I've been having better than average green days. You know, last week I had a day that was over $5,000 profit, and that's not necessarily something I experience every single day when trading in the stock market. And like I said, with great opportunity comes great responsibility. There are red days, and like we've said so many times before, if you want to benefit from the green days, you need to accept the red days. All we can do as day traders is simply make sure that we have some form of risk management so we can control how much money we give back. So today was definitely an interesting day. Today I ended up losing a little bit over $2,000, and the reason that I say that this is long overdue is because of how consistent I've been for the past 2 to 3 weeks. There have been a couple red trades, but overall red days, again, especially in the $1,000 mark, is definitely long overdue. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, I made it very clear that because I've been doing so well and because of the overall volatility that natural gas, UGAS, and DGAS, which is really where I focus, has been exceptionally high the past couple of weeks, it just made sense that yes, I knew I was performing very well, but I just knew a red day was just around the corner. And I'm still very pleased. I have no excuses for the way that today played out. One of the things that I love to remind you is that, you know, loss in the stock market is inevitable. It's going to happen. It's not a 9 to 5. I personally come from a 9 to 5 background, and the stock market just doesn't work that way. A direct input of hours that you invest into the market doesn't compensate you a direct output of pay. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people struggle with, which is exactly why I'm making this video. It's to remind you and to encourage you to be someone that understands that loss is inevitable. And what I wanted to share with you is, although I did take a hefty loss, I lost $2,000. Again, just looking back last week, on Friday, I made $2,000. On Thursday, I cleared $3,000. And on Wednesday, I made a little bit over $5,000. I've been doing exceptionally well. And I just can't be someone that only wants to benefit from the green days and doesn't want to accept the red days. And because I trade with a larger dollar amount, of course, it comes at a greater form of risk. And I want to share 3 things with you. If you are someone, and I shared this with the Learn Plan Profit group today, if you are someone that sucks at cutting losses, you need to practice. Here are 3 ways on how to practice. You can practice with simulation or paper trading, just like a professional athlete. If they are not the best, let's say when it comes down to an NBA player on doing layups, it makes sense that their coach is gonna have them practice layups. So when it comes down to them being in a game and they're challenged with the idea of doing a layup, they at least have a better opportunity because of the practice and the overall time that they've invested in working on becoming a better player, especially when it comes down to layup. I know that that's a horrible analogy, but it's the same concept. If you are someone like myself that when I first started was very bad at cutting losses, it makes sense that that is an area of opportunity and you need to practice. The only way, think about this, if you're so obsessed and only thinking about making money, the only way that you can consistently grow your trading account is if you can control how much money you give back. There's different risk to reward ratios, right? People like to focus on a 3 to 1, a 5 to 1, a 10 to 1. There's not one perfect one. At the end of the day, you need to make sure that you understand that every single time that you enter a trade or an investment, that the upside outweighs the downside. So when it comes down to you taking a loss, that you end up cutting losses, but you can get right back to it and wait for another opportunity to present itself. You can practice with paper trading, like we said, or simulation trading. There's even trading on demand on TD Ameritrade. I have a whole video on that on YouTube if you want to search it up. And one of the last things is you can even practice in cutting losses with real money. I know that paper trading or trading on demand might not be real enough for people when it comes down to the idea of having money on the line and things going south. And yes, I do agree with that. But you need to make sure that your money that you have invested is not so much that you freeze when things begin to go south. And I know some of you guys watching this know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. I'm not here to call anyone out. I was in the same shoes as you when it comes down to not being someone that could effectively cut losses. There is no such thing as a perfect concept. There's no such thing as a perfect trader or investor. The whole idea is not to be perfect, but to work towards getting as close to perfect as possible. So by understanding and by being able to maybe bullet point, right, the areas that you lack in the most, cutting losses, maybe locking in profits, maybe waiting for confirmation. And if that rings a bell for any of you, then maybe you can take time and practice in the areas that you lack in the most. Like we've said with paper trading, simulation trading, trading on demand, or even with real money, just make sure that you are careful with your position size. When you are focusing on learning how to trade, it makes sense that then you should then focus on the learning aspect and not just always trying to make a profit. There are so many beginners that get very excited because the stock market is so accessible and they think that they can just fund their money, copy maybe a couple people that they follow online, and think that's how it's going to work out. At the end of the day, just like we've said so many times before, nothing in life worth having should ever come easy. And trust me, in my experience, the stock market is no exception. The stock market is very challenging, and it's one of the main reasons that I find it to be so exciting is as a day trader by myself is I find it challenging every single day to wake up, set my alerts, and wait for opportunity to present itself. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, you've seen it firsthand where we patiently wait. And even then, things don't have to go according to plan, which is when you can quickly cut losses when you know that there's a break of pattern or you hit your max dollar or max percentage loss. There's so many different ways on how you can practice and how you can slowly become a better trader. But one of the things that I'm here to remind you is, again, if you are someone that truly wants to consistently grow your trading account or your investment account, you need to understand when to pull out and when to cut losses. And I know for some of you, this might be an issue that you are currently experiencing. And all I'm here to say is from my experience, it really helps when you continue to practice in areas that you lack in the most. It's never going to be easy, it's never going to be enjoyable, but at least it's something that you can simply improve on. Let me know in the comment section which areas you lack in the most when it comes down to trading the stock market. I had an absolute blast trading the stock market today, and again, like we do every single day, I'm very excited to see what tomorrow has to offer. Let's set those alerts, let's follow up with it when it makes sense, and let's patiently wait for that opportunity to present itself. I really hope that I earned your thumbs up in this video. Don't forget to stay connected. We do run the largest YouTube channel and the largest private Facebook group in the world for those that day trade in the stock market. And that's that first link down below. I appreciate you guys' time. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.